Slim Kim, girl, you finally doing it. You finally that girl that's causing all that conversation.
A creator on TikTok has been going viral because of a 30-second clip that she decided to put out. This creator's name is Slim Kim, and according to the name, she's actually living to that name. She made a 30-second video talking about her favorite thing to be and her favorite fear to not be. And if you are wondering, what is her favorite thing to be that has made a lot of people crash out, that has got a lot of people talking? She said her favorite thing to be is skinny. Her favorite fear is to not be skinny. This is sparking a lot of conversation in a world where, some certain beauty standards are given, like in a world where some certain looks, sizes, and shapes are being judged, in a world where even beauty standards are evolving. Because I remember a few years ago, it was, big, bought that was raining that even led a lot of people to doing so many surgeries. And this is a conversation that people are having. So many people crashed out that video saying she's talking about it as if it's something that cannot change. Regardless of how you try to maintain your stature, your shape, your size, some people believe that life can still life. And some certain things can still happen that might cause you to not be in that certain shape again. Are you going to love yourself less? And some on the other hand are saying if it happens to be a bigger person saying that online, it is not going to cause this much outweight. It sparked a lot of conversation, and I want you guys to see different type of angle that people are coming from with this conversation, especially the fact that this creator is a Black woman, so it made it more interesting. I have put together what the people are saying about our video and as well our home video that started this entire conversation. So without wasting much time, let's jump straight into the video.
My favorite thing to be is skinny. And I fear you cannot say that out loud, but it is my favorite thing to be, and it is my favorite fear to not be. And this is just for me personally. This is all personal to me. But I just wanted to say it out loud because honestly, it's all I think about. It's all I think about. Okay.
If someone's favorite thing to be is skinny and their least favorite thing to be is not skinny, let them have it. But trust that the world is going to hold them to that. If the confidence that you exude is sourced and rooted in a very surface level privilege attribute about yourself, that is why people will like you. Your confidence is shiny. People gravitate towards it. But most of that surface level stuff is fleeting or largely very unfulfilling in like a deep spiritual, actual, meaningful way. So when it does go away, then what? And also, you can still be skinny and hate yourself. I don't know if people know that, but like you can be physically attractive and like still not like yourself. One of my favorite quotes comes from Meghan Markle. She actually had a podcast. It was really good a couple years ago. She said that her mother had told her that it was far more important for her to focus less on being physically attractive and more on being interesting. And I would add to that as women that we should be more focused on being good people and being interesting people than we should on our physical appearance. When your confidence is rooted in your character, you will attract people who actually like you for you. And when you yourself are feeling shaky, feeling unsure, they will remind you of who you are, hold you up to the standard of you instead of some unrealistic, dangerous, and sometimes unattainable beauty standard that is actually really harmful. So let's just remember what it means to actually say that your favorite thing about yourself is that you're skinny. And like what that does for yourself. Okay?
Well, they only hear dogging that Slim Kim girl because she said she liked to be slim. It's in her name. She said her favorite thing to be is skinny. Y'all let Lizzo be fat all over the internet. Y'all just let her roll all over the place. And y'all call her beautiful nonstop. Fat is beautiful. Big is beautiful. All that shit. Love the skin you're in. But when the skinny girls start to love the skin she in, now it's a problem. Yeah, you're jealous. That's what it is. If you're making a negative video about that shit, you're jealous. You're jealous. Don't shit good come from being fat other than women lying to you in your social media comments. That's it. Girl, you so beautiful. Have you ever seen those street interviews where like they have a bunch of women saying, "Oh yeah, Lizzo's beautiful." And then they walk up to a woman like, you kind of look like Lizzo, and she be ready to scrap. Yeah, bro. Yeah, they be like, who look like Lizzo? No, she beautiful, but I don't look like her. Yeah, y'all love to lie. There's just a bunch of people on the internet playing pretend. And then when you bring a little reality to it, you be like, oh shit, wait, no, we was playing, we was role playing. Stop. It's weird shit going on out here.
The way I have been watching Slim Kim discourse for the last 2 days before I watched her video from start to finish this morning has me wanting y'all to wrap this up by midnight tonight because, babe, I only heard and I am my. The way y'all have been discoursing as if she is bastardizing fat people. Whoa. Now, there are a few people that are having nuanced conversations in regards to what she says and how much that ties into your body type and how you were growing up versus how you are as an adult, whether you have health issues, whether you are someone that wants to, lose weight to be healthier or to feel prettier about yourself. And y'all are calling these people whitewash. Some of y'all are getting a little xenophobic once you find out that she was Nigerian. I was like, okay, we're moving there. As someone who's over 200 in weight, I am good. I was not triggered or bothered with what she said because that is her choice, hers. Everybody just got to go to therapy, please.
I'm not going to fight anybody on their right to be fat, and I can only speak from my personal experience. But it just became a point where, not because of fat phobia, not because of society, but because I just was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, that I just decided to lose weight. And in the midst of that, of course, I've seen many movements, body positivity, and so many others. But the reality is, no matter how many small adjustments they made, the world was never going to get bigger for us, for me. Being 538 pounds was like being in a prison, and I didn't even realize I was in a prison until I became free. It's like a person that does life, they're institutionalized. It's the only thing that they know. And I feel like a key thing that's missing in this conversation is when you lose damn near a whole person, you literally wake up and you see life completely different. I'm doing so many things now that I never even thought about that I couldn't do because I just simply couldn't do them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Slim Kim isn't fat phobic, but what I am saying is a person that's lost 229 pounds, I cannot fear a life that I lived. I can only look forward to the future that I get to live by making decisions to save my life.
Slim Kim, girl, you finally doing it. You finally that girl that's causing all that conversation. I've been watching you since you used to sit on the ground with that microphone. You ain't have no followers. None. Sometimes I used to think it was just me and me alone watching. I really did. I was sending your videos to my friends. They'd be like, who is this? I'd be like, this is my girl. She is hilarious. They'd be like, do you know her? I was like, no. I know the people are upset. They are upset that you said your favorite thing is being skinny. You didn't say that our favorite thing had to be being skinny. I understood it. I understood it clear as day. They don't get your humor, sis, but they will. They will. We are watching a star rise. You were speaking your truth. You weren't speaking our truth. Keep it. Keep it up. Keep it up. Oh my God, I love this app so much. Every day we get to watch a new star rise.
What if Slim Kim was Big Kim and she was unattractive and fat and said, I love being big. I love it. I embrace it. This is what I love to be. Would y'all be mad? Because I don't think so. I don't think that women who are not plus size would be bothered by a woman who is bigger saying, I love being bigger. I embrace being big, whatever it might be. Women have a problem with a woman who is attractive to them, intimidating to them, and very much in shape. So it is if you are a small woman, I've talked about this before, and you embrace being skinny and in shape and being a small frame, people make you feel like you can't speak about that. Monique's whole career was about being a big woman and making skinny bees feel like they wasn't worth nothing. So the fact that women are upset and calling her names because she's saying that she made it I like to be skinny. And I ain't mad at her. I love the shape that I am, and I want to maintain my weight. But again, it's very hypocritical when it comes to how women perceive other women. Okay.
As somebody who grew up fat and then got skinny and now I'm just mid-sized, I definitely understand the power of being skinny. Like, I can see how somebody would never ever want to be fat again, right? But one thing I've learned from being skinny and being mid-sized again is that when you really got a lethal face card, you don't need to be skinny. Skinny is for average looking hoes, right? If you just got a regular mug, then yeah, you need to be skinny. When you average looking, being skinny your only trump card, right? But when you got a killer mug, right? When that face card knock folks out, no matter what you got on, you don't need to be skinny. If you go into a store with nothing on, looking beat up bum, and people still staring at your face, like people are still mesmerized when you walk by, you don't need to be skinny. Being thin is just a single part of the beauty standard. But when you are truly beautiful, being skinny is just a plus, you know? Just like, oh, people are like, oh, she got a nice body, but that face though? People wage wars over faces like that. You know what I mean? Truly beautiful people do not need to be real thin. They don't. They just don't. I'm not saying they could just be big as fuck, but they definitely don't have to be worried about being skinny. It can definitely be mid to slightly thicker. They can. The face card gonna trump the body card every time if it's like that. I'd rather be big with a killer mug than skinny with an average face. Any day. Any day. True beauty has nothing to do with physique, right? The weight standard for women changes throughout the ages. But that face card, beauty, the golden ratio, that don't go away. That's forever. People know true beauty when they see it, and it don't have nothing to do with size. Mind you, I used to be obsessed with being thin. Like, I get it. To an extent, I'm still kind of obsessed with making sure my body is right. But over the last 2 years, I was gaining weight, and I didn't even notice because my face card was still killing hoes. My face card was still carrying me through life. And because I was young, like when I was young, I was fat, and it just don't hit the same when you young. People don't understand true beauty in middle school and elementary school. But once you hit 18, everybody know what true beauty is. They know a beautiful mug when they see one. So I didn't even know I was gaining weight. My mug was just carrying me through life. I'm like, damn, I must really be thick, slim, thick, fine, ass, fat, voluptuous. Meanwhile, I'm pushing 215. A face card will carry you through life if you got it. If you got it, you just need to maintain. Like, you just need to maintain. You don't have to be the skinniest bitch alive. You don't need to have abs. You got the mug, you got it. Anything else, just icing on the cake. It just is. I wouldn't want to be fat again because there's still power in being slim, but I would never want to be skinny and average looking or skinny and ugly. I see my exes pop out with girls with, slim to nice bodies, but they don't got the mug though. They not touching me. I don't even care. If we both walk into a room, they gonna choose me. That's not even on no cocky shit, right? You know when you got that mug, right? Your reality, your life every day confirms it. You can't make up having the mug. Like, you can't pretend to have the mug, bro. You can make yourself skinny. You can dress nice, right? You can do all of that. You can do your makeup good. But ain't none of that ever gonna defeat a bitch with the mug, with the face, with the beauty. It's just never gonna happen. It's just never gonna happen. Oh yeah, being skinny is cool and being skinny is currency, especially for average looking people. But truly beautiful people, you know what your currency is.
I hate when y'all make me get on here in my bonnet, but this whole thing about, oh, my favorite thing to be skinny, DK, what's wrong with saying I want to be... Listen, as somebody who's a real skinny warrior, a real bone thugger, okay? My ass has never been over... The most I've ever weighed was 130 pounds, and that's when I ate. The second I stopped eating like that, I dropped it all. My normal weight is 115-ish pounds, and I'm 5'6". So you guys can check my profile. I'm very skinny. When somebody's flexing being skinny, that's how you know it don't come naturally. Like, and that's really been the thing about watching these people. It's like, okay, yeah, y'all are actually big backs in disguise. Like, that's the thing about it, is because as a skinny person, I've never thought it was a flex to be my size because, first of all, I'm Black. So being skinny as hell in the Black community, like, yeah, I might have a nice shape or whatever, but that's not the beauty standard and never has been. You know, and we could talk about, oh, how, you know, all this, like, oh, I want to be skinny thing that's suddenly coming up in the Black community is a part of this whole, like, rise of conservatism, rise of, like, white supremacy. I definitely think it ties into that. But yeah, it's not a flex. It's never been a flex. Like, if you have it, if you're just naturally skinny, like, that's just how your body is. It's those of y'all who gotta not eat, starve yourself, be in the gym 7 days a week for 15 hours a day, have to do all types of diet, have to do all types of who's talking about, oh, my favorite thing to be is skinny. And it's like, girl, you know that if you stepped out and ate a piece of cake and didn't go to the gym for one day, it's gone. Like, and that's really the pathetic thing about it, is you're going through all of this to, like, shame people who are bigger because they don't want to go through the extensive lengths that you go to maintain your skinny figure that is not even really your real figure if you lived a life that was even remotely, like, not obsessive about it, you know? And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, your favorite thing to be is skinny because you don't do anything. You can't do anything else besides be that. You know, if you slack for one day, there it goes. So, you know, I'm giving my opinion as a actual real skinny person. It's never been a flex. It's not a flex to be thin. What are you talking about? Yeah, it might be societally acceptable. It might be perceived. It's a beauty standard for sure, but your body type is not a flex. When are we gonna get out of this, like, thing of thinking that having a certain body type is a flex? Like, come on, guys, let's grow up.
My favorite thing to be is skinny. And I fear you cannot say that out loud, but it is my favorite thing to be, and it is my favorite fear to not be.
So, Slim Kim, I try to stay out of Black women's business, but I just had like one little thought. Anyway, so the hot button issue regarding Slim Kim's love of her thinness, I believe, is a direct response to this trepidatious culture around tone-deaf, out-loud love for one social privilege, where the social climate is actually about dismantling these advantages by turning social errors or perceived social errors into new status markers or privileges or just non-errors, basically having it. And so Kim's comment doesn't subscribe to that at all. And so for people encountering her jarring admission, it could feel like a cultural betrayal. Imagine, right? It's awkward for someone, because if you slide other privileged states such as whiteness into the space thinness occupies in Kim's like logic string and comment, the conversation could take a really wild turn. Imagine someone saying, you know, I love being white. Being white is all I think about. I would never want to be anything else. The issue people are having is that the structure of the sentiment and the countercultural idea is not posturing social error as a non-error specifically, but is touting social privilege as privilege. And so, and this is the main point of my video, I think we've gotten to a point in trying to read actuality, communicative actuality, what someone is actually saying, as a signifier for something else when the thing originally said was quite precise. There was precision in what she said. You know, she says she loves her thinness, yes, and I think she should be able to, because she contextualizes it in saying that when she was bigger, she didn't like how it made her feel. And so in listening to what she was actually saying, you realize that there is an aesthetic and racialized, sex, gender, somatic, and almost affective register to the statement, right? And I think it's unfortunate that she could not express that without becoming what it became, especially as a Black woman, right? Because for a Black woman to love some semblance of one of the few privileges she can enjoy in this world, trying to subject her at every step and every point of the way, she has become or has caused some kind of internetworked problem or a problematic discourse. Where she's being read as gauche and disconnected and absent-minded, and all of that in a way suggesting that she's a kind of like cultural traitor, right? Like she should not be saying that. But why can't she be happy about, again, one of the few privileges she can enjoy in the world trying to constantly subject her? So it's unsurprising that this is the discourse, but it's also quite disappointing. And I think we should also think about why the conversation took the turn that it did.
As somebody who grew up being bullied for being skinny, I don't see any issue with being proud of being that. I don't think her saying, I'm proud to be skinny, means that people who aren't skinny should feel bad about themselves. I think it just means that she found beauty where she is, and she just wanted to share that with the world. I believe the real issue is when a woman who is conventionally attractive and subscribes to whatever beauty standards are put out in society, and she's a representation of that, she's not allowed to announce that. The same way a bigger person can walk right up to a skinny person and say, you should eat more. But if that skinny person says, well, you should eat less, all hell breaks loose. I think we all have taken the word for you page a little too seriously, because at the end of the day, there are human beings with different opinions from you behind these phones and pushing these videos. Beauty is so subjective, you can make it whatever you want. So if that means you want to be rail thin, do it. If you want to be big as fuck, do it and do it beautifully. Another person's opinion of themselves should not impact how you feel about yourself. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was so skinny that my childhood nickname used to be Toothpick, and it made me extremely insecure. But as I got older and became an adult, I learned to like my body and to accept my body for what it is. So why would it be a problem if a smaller woman was to come on this app and say, I like being skinny or I like my body? How come that is not body positivity, but people are looking at that as being weird and trying to label it as being fat phobic? And I watched the video and she said that she liked being skinny. She didn't say that everyone should be skinny, everyone should go to the gym. So I'm not understanding why people are bringing fat phobia in the conversation when fat phobia wasn't in the conversation to begin with. I do feel like it's a double standard, because as a smaller woman, if I was to say I like being skinny, I like my body, everybody be like, whoa, pump your brakes, you can't be fat phobic. I wasn't being fat phobic to begin with. I was just telling you that I like my body. I do feel like some people are intentionally trying to misunderstand the conversation and create a different narrative, because the video I saw, me personally, I don't think she was being weird at all. I don't think she was trying to offend anyone, and I didn't hear anything that she said that could have been fat phobic. So again, I'm not understanding why fat phobia is being brought into this conversation. I believe a lot of people are projecting, but that's a conversation for another day.
What do you guys think about our video? What do you think about her saying her favorite thing to be is skinny and her favorite fear is not to be skinny? Like, what is your first reaction? Let's say you haven't even started seeing the discourse surrounding a video. You're just scrolling through social media and you came across that video and then you watch till the end. What will your reaction be? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think people are doing too much crashing out at what she said? Especially with the fact that she mentioned that personally, like to her, being skinny is her favorite thing. I think a lot of people are just putting some life situations into perspective, saying things can really change, and we hope when it changes, you are still going to love yourself. There's another point someone else brought up in the speech as well. I don't know if you guys watched the speech to that point. This lady was talking about how if you're born skinny, you're not really going to be worrying about being skinny. Like, the people who are actually born skinny are not waking up like saying, I want to be skinny, all of that. This is coming from a point where you have to walk yourself to that weight and you know what you've been through. And that could possibly be the reason why you're saying, okay, you're so fixated on how you, on your body size, and your favorite thing is your body size, and your favorite fear is not to be at that body size or that body goal. So let me hear what you guys think about this reaction. This person said, I was cringing because she likes being skinny. It's cringe that all of the things she is, that is her favorite thing. It's personal. Like, it can be her favorite thing, and This is the reason why it's even clashing. These are the points that people are making, that is making other people stitch and make videos about it. Another person said, I just think it's crazy how, as a society, we just keep going backward. Like, first it was women need to have big butt and big boobs, which is true. And now we are reverting back to being skinny. This comment is under the video of the person who talked about how, size can change, and when it changes, she hopes that she's still going to love herself. She said, like, God forbid she develops a health issue or have kids and suddenly she isn't skinny anymore. And then the creator replied and said, yeah, thinness for most people is very fleeting. Hopefully, if that ever happens, she can find a new favorite thing about herself. I agree with thinness for most people being very fleeting, especially if you're a woman. Like, you go through some certain things, even just by being, just going through your normal cycle in the month, you can tell if you're someone who record yourself. You can tell there are some days where you look puffy, there are some days where you look, slimmer with a crazy face. This person said, when the most interesting thing about a person is that they conform to a societal norm, they might not be very interesting. Another one said, as you said yourself, you can be skinny and still very unhealthy. Glorifying being skinny versus encouraging people to be healthy and work out are two very different things. This one said, I can agree, but from a different perspective. I am a bigger woman, and whenever I say I love myself or I am pretty today, certain people will have a visceral reaction. People just don't like self-confidence. And a lot of people are saying, if it happens to be a fat woman saying that, like, the reaction would have been different. And I hate the fact that whenever conversations like this come up, Lizzo is always the person they use as an example. I still don't understand why. She's not the only person on the bigger size online, but it's always her name coming up. Conversations like this are going viral on TikTok. This person said, I think the idea and push should be to treat everyone with respect, not to encourage people to treat people differently based on how they look. What do you guys think about this video? What do you think about people reacting to this video? What do you think about the people crashing out? What do you think about the people saying she's being fat phobic? Because yeah, that was a narrative that started flying immediately she dropped that video. She's being fat phobic as a black woman. Like, this should not even be the favorite thing about yourself. Like, but there are choices. We have options as human. We can still pick whatever it is that we want to be our favorite thing, but people just feel like it's life and things can change. So you picking that is like, that is somehow for some certain people. Let me hear what you guys think about this whole thing. The long conversation, the part 2 is going to be on the other channel, so make sure to check it out, and I will see you guys in the next one.